Welcome to Obstacle Running Adventures.
So looking at the points, it looked like it was a close battle between you, Jared, and a few other athletes. How did you feel going into the last event, the endurance event?
Um, I mean, we were all testing out. We knew there was gonna be a lot of dead hanging, and went to go just try out a dead hang, and I literally couldn't hang on where I'd peeled my skin.
Yeah.
So I was hanging from my fingers, and I was like, okay, I can still do that for 30 seconds. It'd be okay. Um, but during the event itself, just I think with race adrenaline and everything, I was like, yeah, screw it. I can actually hold it on my palm again. Your pain tolerance definitely goes up as soon as a race starts. Um, but yeah, the that event we knew was going to be. I didn't think we were going to last quite as long as we did. Just looking at the format, I was like, okay, maybe we're going to last, 40, 45 minutes till the end. But we ended up going till the end of. They didn't have room on their judging sheet left when it starts cutting down time.
Yeah.
Uh, and so originally started with 4 minute loops to go around for that 800-meter track that they had. And then it starts cutting down by 10 seconds, and we got down to the 3 minute lap, which was really hard to hang on for that pace. But at that point, they said after we went out for that lap, Kenny was like, "Okay, we're just going to finish the event now with whoever can hang the longest on this next hold." Um, and so I was like, "Okay, if I can survive this run, I've got a pretty good shot to actually win it now."
Yeah.
And just
That seems like a very interesting change. Like I think a lot of athletes thought that they were going to just continue the cut down, but I guess they just didn't expect you guys to last that long, which is pretty impressive. So you're feeling pretty confident when it came down to the dead hang itself.
I definitely felt more confident on a hang than if it was going to be another run after. I think I might have been able to hang on for one more, but it would have been very tough. It was getting really hard at that point.
Yeah. And was it very clear of how like the points stood? Like, did you know what place you needed to finish, who you needed to beat in order to win? Like, did you know at the end that you were the winner?
I essentially needed to win it outright still because I mean I was on top of the leaderboard going into that event, but I forget the order, but VJ, uh, Jared, and Ryan Kent, and I think Dylan Morelli as well, were all like within a point from each other, just behind me. And so if I had finished second or third, and one of those guys beat me, then they would have won overall. So I based in my head, I was pushing as hard as I can for the win, not to get second or third, but I had to win it.
And then what was it like realizing that you were the champion of the Great Games this year?
uh, it kind of came as a shock immediately. Like even during that dead hang, we got there and it felt like we were on the bar for a while, but it wasn't very long because everyone was so tired. I think BJ popped off immediately, and then Jonathan Stern and Jared Newby were still on the bar, and um, it hadn't really even kicked in that I might win it yet at that point. It didn't. I mean, as soon as Jared or they both popped off, and then I was the last one left on the bar, and then all of a sudden it had kicked in that I had won, and in like a moment of I don't even know why, but just celebration, I decided to do a pull up at the end, and then I collapsed to the ground. But it started to kick in there, and I was pretty surreal to be honest. I wasn't expecting to win that kind of event at the end. I was ready to give it everything I had, but it yeah, it still came as a huge surprise.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about it, but like there were a lot of other, like yourself included, but like straight monsters there for the both the men and the women's field. Were there any athletes there that you hadn't competed against before?
Yeah, definitely a lot of local Texas guys like Jonathan Stern. I don't think I'd raced against before, and he's really fast and destroyed the burpee workout and was pushing the pace on that last endurance workout. And but most of the guys I'd seen, I did a high rocks in Dallas not too long ago, so I saw a lot of the guys there. And then just over the years, I'd raced against a lot of guys. Me and Jared were laughing that because we paired up against each other in the obstacle course. But the first time we had met was back in 2016, I think, at OCR Worlds. We didn't know each other at the time, but there was this this hilarious underground rig competition that was put on by Platinum Rig Dom,
Heard of
where
this?
he just sent out, I think it was on Facebook, a bunch of like broken English invites. He's like, "Hey, bring $20 of whatever your home country's currency is um, to this address or to this point on the like right next to the course, at like 9 at night, and it was so it was dark out. It was pouring rain too, and you show up and there's this master of the rig competition that they had where it was just you'd set up the rig and make it progressively harder as you went head to head against someone. It was just single elimination, and it was actually so much fun. But anyways, me and Jared went against each other, I think in the semifinals there against each other.
Oh, wow.
And that was how we met.
That's fantastic. Yeah, I love Jared's great. Him and his whole Noob Sanity crew are phenomenal, and it's good seeing him like get more into like a niche where he's like, I mean, he's always been a pretty good obstacle course racer, but like with more hybrid and stuff, he's really showing his true colors, and he's doing awesome. But yeah, that's funny how you guys go way back like that then.
Yeah, he's an awesome guy. Love Jared.
What did you think about like the way it was run, the people there? Because I'm not very familiar with like the people that run Grid Games, but how do you think they did overall with the event?